Heyo, it's Billy here with another one of Masterful Mechanics instructional videos, or Coach Billy if you prefer. Today's our third ever instructional video, and it's actually a continuation of the last one, which was the start of our Plyo-Ball routine. Today is step 2 in our Plyo-Ball routine. After 10 to 14 days of step 1, you feel strong, you feel like you mastered the moves, you think you're ready to move on to step 2, and that's great. So the reason we have these different steps is that we can progress and get stronger and stronger, and our arm can withstand the different forces and more repetitions associated with each level. So for today, step 2, our 3 main learning objectives are, number 1 is to learn how a consistent Plyo-Ball routine can help our throwing mechanics and help strengthen our arm and the rest of our body. Number 2 is to learn step 2 of our Plyo-Ball routine. And number 3 is to learn how a connection ball can help clean up our mechanics and also protect our arms. So that's what we'll be covering today. So let's get started. All right, today we are gonna need the heaviest ball, the black one. It is 2,000 grams, and we're gonna start again with our reverse throws. Each step in the process, we're just gonna be adding drills. So we always have our base of reverse throws, pivot pickoffs, and then we're gonna move up from there. So now reverse throws, we can start with 2 sets of 10 with the black. And I'll go over that quickly, just how to do the reverse throws again, in case you had any questions from the first video. Reverse throws for a righty, you're gonna be on your right knee. And reverse throws are a great way to get everything in the back of your shoulder warmed up, also strengthen the muscles and tendons in the back of your shoulder to withstand high throwing velocities. So for reverse throws, left leg forward, I'm a righty, I'm gonna face that way. Ball down by my side, chest forward, use the momentum from my chest when I go to throw it back. There's 1, 2, and the ball should hit at about eye level while I'm on my knees. 3, and when I come back, I'm actually gonna let go of the ball backwards like this and let it roll out of my fingertips. And also watch how I keep my arm moving and keep the momentum going to get that good stretch at the end. All right, so that's enough for the black ball. 2 sets of 10 with this for our high school age players, 14 and over. 2 sets of 10 to start. After that, we're gonna move into our green ball, which is our second heaviest ball. And we're also gonna do 2 sets of 10 with this one. Okay, same idea, reverse throws. After each set, take at least 45-second to a minute break before you go into your next set. So 2 sets of black, 2 sets with green for our high school and adult players. For any of our players below high school age, our youth players, we're actually gonna start reverse throws with this blue ball. Okay, so for step 2, you can do 3 sets of 10 with this blue ball for reverse throws. All right, and then we can move into our pivot pickoffs. So for pivot pickoffs, again, we're gonna be with the green ball, just like we were in our first step. Okay, some programs have you do pivot pickoffs with the black ball, but I think it's a little too heavy. I think green is a great way to open the shoulder up and get all the muscles in there engaged. And pivot pickoffs are also gonna help with our forward rotation in our shoulder, and also it's gonna help with pronation, which pronation is anytime when you throw the ball, your thumb is moving in and down. That's pronation. Okay, so for pivot pickoffs, we're actually gonna use this connection ball, which is one of our learning objectives. Now we can learn how this connection ball is gonna help clean up our arm path. So with the connection ball, you put it right in the middle of your arm, right where your elbow would be, and you're gonna squeeze it tight, bringing your hand up towards your head with the ball right here. So remember, for pivot pickoffs, we're just gonna bring it right back to our ear. We're not gonna get a huge, long motion. Okay, we wanna stay nice and short with this one and just focus on pushing forward with our shoulder and having the ball hit at eye level. We don't wanna use our elbow at all for this drill. It's all shoulder. That's why we have the connection ball, to ensure that we're only using the muscles in our shoulder. So start facing perpendicular to the wall. We're gonna turn, get to what I like to call the T. Use the front arm to pull down, release, and try to hit the wall at eye level. And notice how the connection ball is coming straight out of my arm and also hitting the wall. I want to make sure I squeeze it in throughout my whole throw until I release, is when the ball is going to release, and keep moving forward. And this is to ensure that I keep a short arm path and get it right to my ear and forward. All right, so that's enough for showing you the pivot pickoffs I showed you last week. You guys should have a good idea of what you're doing with that. For our high school age players and up, okay, start with green. You're going to do 2 sets of 10 with pivot pickoffs. And as you get stronger in our second step of our Plyo-Ball process, you can go up to 4 sets of 10 with this. But again, start with 2 sets of 10. For our youth players doing the Plyo-Ball program, they're going to use the blue ball for pivot pickoffs. All right, so again, start with 2 sets of 10, and they can move up to 3 sets of 10 as they get stronger in step 2 of the process. All right, so enough for pivot pickoffs. That brings us to Rowlands. For Rowlands, we're going to start in step 2. We're just going to do 1 set of 10. This is to get our arm acclimated to the movement, and again, it's to strengthen our shoulder and improve our throwing mechanics. All right, so Rowlands, you're going to use the connection ball again, put it in the same place in your arm, squeezing it tight, bringing your hand up towards your shoulder, and squeezing it right there. All right, for Rowlands, now we're going to stand facing the wall. So my hips and my toes are going to be pointed at the wall. I want the ball to hit at eye level. And Rowlands are mainly to focus on cleaning up your arm path, so getting a little quicker and shorter arm path. And also, now we're going to start to utilize our lower body. So we're trying to get drive out of our back leg while also keeping a strong front leg and getting that snap forward. So let me show you one, and then I'll explain it in slow motion. All right, for Rowlands, like I said, we're going to stand facing our target, facing our wall. So as a righty, you're going to take a step with your drive foot first, which would be my right. So I'm going to be driving out of this towards my target. Take a step with my drive foot. Bring my left leg up. When I get my left leg up, that's where I'm going to drive out of my back leg, get to the tee, and as soon as my front leg lands, I'm going to focus on pulling forward with my front leg and also pulling down with this front arm while I throw and pronate on my release, hitting the wall at eye level with the ball. Let me show you again in full speed so you can get a good idea of how it's going to look in real time. And again, keep that connection ball tight on your arm. You know you completed the drill properly when your connection ball is going straight forward and only releasing at the time of your throw. So keep it tucked in tight throughout the whole motion until you release the Plyo-Ball. Show you 1 or 2 more here. So notice how my front leg is helping bring my torso forward and down. We're going to utilize the strength in our legs a lot when we pitch, and this is a great drill to help utilize your lower half. So as you're getting loose and more comfortable with the moves, you can start to throw the balls harder and harder, because our goal is to exert about 95% effort at the max of our Plyo-Ball routine. So obviously we don't want to start at 95. We want to start at 60, 70, move your way up. As you get stronger, you're going to throw this thing like you would throw a baseball. We want to practice with 100% intent, just like we would want to throw in a game. Always do these moves to the best of your ability, because your body's going to adapt and learn these mechanics as you do the moves more and more. Which brings us to our 3 learning objectives. Number 1, learn how a consistent Plyo-Ball routine is going to help your throwing mechanics and also help strengthen your arm. Number 2 was to learn step 2 in our process, which this is step 2. So you should have gotten a good idea of that. And number 3 was to learn how we could use the connection ball to help clean up our mechanics and protect our arm. For our youth players for Rowlands, I would suggest starting with either red or yellow depending on your age and arm strength. We're not going to use the same weight of balls as our older clients, because we want to help build up and build that arm strength so when they're in high school, they're ready for the regular Plyo-Ball routine and can use the heavier balls. So that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you had some fun. I know I had some fun showing you guys the second step in our Plyo-Ball routine. So you're going to be doing, again, this step for 10 to 14 days. You're not going to move on to step 3 until you've mastered all the moves in step 2 and you feel like your arm is strong and ready to move on to step 3, which I'll be here to show you that next time. So until then, stay cool, masterful mechanics. This is Billy. I'm out.